top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. It's starting to heat up, off the charts, off the meter. Turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains. Give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah. I'm ready, ready. Yeah, yeah. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Happy February 1st, 2022. After a week off last week, we're set for the final 3 races in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Welcome to iRacing on LSRTV, your racing home. Good evening to you wherever you are around the globe. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside in Spokane, Washington. It's Greg Rentz. I'm in North Carolina, and we welcome you to, of course, Rocket Media and LSRTV coverage of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten in the production truck. Tonight, we're at Oxford Plains Speedway, the home of the Oxford 250, the big race at the end of August. And tonight, it is the big show for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series, round number 8. Greg, it should be some exciting short track racing, but you got to watch out for those ant sand poles in the infield. So Greg will be back with us here in just a few moments, again, as we get these drivers ready to go for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Again, we're at Oxford Plains Speedway, the home of the Oxford 250. This is an exciting racetrack. You're going to see some awesome racing as these drivers will battle it out here on the 3/8 mile. The track nestled, of course, built by Bob Bear. Of course, Bob Bear passed away a couple of years ago. The Oxford 250, one of the biggest races in the country, one of the crown jewels, if you will, along with the Winchester 400, the All-American 400, and leading up to the Snowball Derby at Five Flag Speedway. And of course, out of 3 of those 4 tracks that are on the iRacing simulator, we're just missing the Winchester Speedway. But Greg, this should be a good race here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome one here, Wesley. Oxford Plains Speedway is a track that draws a lot of comparison to a track here in the Northwest that many of these drivers have competed on. Hermiston Raceway, located in Hermiston, Oregon, almost identical stats and identical banking and such. Very, very similar tracks. So a lot of drivers will take their knowledge of what they know to do at Hermiston and translate it to this track right here tonight, which means I'm looking forward to this because many of these drivers have done that in the past. I'm looking forward to watching how this happens.
Let's take a look at the race 411 tonight, presented by iRacing on LSRTV. Bottom left of the monitor, of course, as always, we got qualifying coming up. Qualifying will lock in a certain amount of drivers. Then there'll be heat races, a couple of mains if necessary, and then they're going to go 125 laps here tonight on the pavement at the virtual Oxford Plains Speedway. Bottom left is your race information. Bottom right is your weather conditions, presented by also Live Sim Racing. Look at this, 71 degrees, partly cloudy skies, nice comfortable wind at 2 when the wind speed. Track temp is only 72. Very unique to the track temp, to the air temp, and that's going to be nice on those tires tonight, trying to save them as well, Greg.
Going to be very difficult to save tires, though, Wesley. Remember when the Northwest Tour came here last year on LSRTV? You can catch that race in the archives. But when the Northwest Tour, the super late models came here, they were slipping and sliding and slamming all over the place by the end of this. This track's going to turn into a hockey rink by the end of this race if these guys aren't careful with their tires in the first 30, 40 laps or so.
Yeah, it should be a good one again. 125 laps will be the main event here tonight for the home of the Oxford 250 at Oxford Plains Speedway. These drivers having a week off last Tuesday night. And now we settle ourselves in for the final 3 races of this winter series. Obviously, last night we wrapped up the Sim 500 Trans-Service Blizzard Cup Series. Daniel Falkingham winning the championship. Glenn Campbell winning a wild one, unforgettable at Daytona last night. That will go in the history books. And, of course, now we're down to the final 3 weeks of what is the, if you will, the Northwest Racing Series. Obviously getting ready to fire back up with Trucks and Cup or whatever they're going to do for their season on the regular schedule. But again, Eric Chaney, Dan Lowther, they all got together. They created this Northwest Pro Late Model Series because honestly, Greg, they didn't want to take a break, and neither did we. And now we have qualifying on the racetrack right now, and we're set for the final 3 weeks of the season as we see the CRAP.com number 5 of Andrew Lemke start things off in his Chevrolet.
Drivers love driving the late model cars. These are the pro late models, not the super late models that we ran on the Northwest Tours. Lemke going around up there in turns 1 and 2. And there's those anthills that you were talking about, Wesley, those sand barrels. Those things can really bite you if you're not careful. If you look at Ryan McLeod here in the number 88 going off into turn number 1. And again, this track, very, very technical racetrack. You're going to want to pin your car down on the bottom as much as you can, as you see McLeod getting a little loose there off of turn number 4. Now, I'm noticing, Wesley, that the sun is setting here. That's going to make things a little bit interesting as this race wears on, because typically races here at Oxford are run in the middle of the afternoon on the iRacing server. So this will be unique to see what happens with this sun setting here tonight. This is going to throw a little bit of a curveball to some of these guys who may be used to running in the middle of the day. As you look at Terry Ackerman come out on the track now out of Spokane Valley, Washington.
Yeah, it should be interesting and fun to watch and see, as right now we watch these drivers working their way around. Again, obviously, we want to thank not only Eric Chaney and Dan Lowther, Troy Daggett, everybody that's involved with the Northwest Pro Late Model Series in making this happen. Qualifying going on. Terry Ackerman now, 16.065 on his last lap. There he is right there at the number 22 machine. We'll watch these drivers working around the racetrack. And as me and Greg talked about, those light poles that look like anthill mounds in the infield, you got to watch out for them because they cannot be your friend. You hit them, you can get a lot of damage on your car. And that's all she wrote here. Ron Hunter now, number 30. This is a new car. New wrap job on that Chevrolet now coming around the racetrack.
New look for Ron Hunter, been down and out with a little bit of some health issues, was down with the sickness for a little bit, but he's back behind the wheel tonight in the HPM at number 30. Good to have Ron Hunter, the rookie, back on track out of Meade, Washington, just north of Spokane.
And by the way, down with the sickness is my ringtone on my phone, so go ahead, disturb fans. There goes William Duvall, the one-thumb wonder. Out of West Virginia, 85.
Yeah, he calls West Virginia home, Wesley, but we said, hey, you got a car, come race with us. He's been out of the driver's seat for a little bit, tending to some other stuff. He made a return to the ring in boxing this past weekend, but said, you know what, I'm going to come run some late models with you guys here at Oxford Plains tonight. He's an East Coast boy running with the Northwest, and it's an East Coast track tonight.
How did he do, by the way, boxing? Did he do well? Did he survive? Did he have black eyes?
I was told that the results of his fight were irrelevant, is the vibe I was getting from him, so I was able to put 2 and 2 together there. He wasn't too happy with it. Here's the tool man, Troy Daggett out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, in the number 9 Binford Tools LSRTV Chevrolet.
Right now, looks like we got 26 entries that are signed in. Remember, only 24 start the race. Dylan Huffines right now the fast qualifier, 1550. Briar Reynolds and Troy Daggett on the racetrack right now qualifying as the laps continue to go on. Troy Daggett, number 9, 15.819, lap number 1. Here he comes off turn 4 to the stripe. Is he faster? No, he's slower. Got to pick it up there, and that's the end of his laps, though. So 15.819 will be the fastest. As here comes Daggett, going to get one more shot at it. They got about less than 7 minutes left to go in qualifying.
He's in 16th position, picks it up a little bit.
15.819 will still be his best lap.
16th quick for Troy Daggett, the Binford Tools, number 9 out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. No one on track right at this second, Wesley. Let's talk a little bit more about this racetrack. Oxford Plains Speedway, home of the prestigious Oxford 250, one of the biggest late model races of the year. As another car comes out, this will be Cameron Iverson in the number 87, back after a couple of weeks off in the number 87. But as we watch Iverson roll around the track, let's talk a little bit about this track, Wesley. You have more experience here than I do.
Yeah, the Oxford Speedway, of course, the Bob Bayer family built it for a long time. He passed away a couple of years ago, and the legacy continues on. You know, a lot of people in the main states were disappointed with the announcement of Beach Ridge Motor Speedway closing up at the end of the summer, and pretty much now the only place to go to is your hometown track of Oxford Plains Speedway here in Maine. Of course, the site for tonight's Northwest Pro Late Model Series round number 8 is now Cameron Iverson on the clock, 15.797. Will he be quicker? No, he will not on lap number 2. By the way, tonight's race, 125 laps. Once we go through the preliminary alphabet soup, if you will, heats and B mains, then we're going to have fast repairs. None. No fast repairs in this race. There is no extra sets of tires. We're starting 24 cars. The number of cars to transfer to the main are 4 cars per heat race. Green-white checker attempts, if necessary, will be 2. Top 4 in qualifying automatically go to the A main. There's an invert of the top 12, and again, qualifying right now, wrapping up was 3 laps. So right now, Dylan Huffines, Kenneth Garber, Briar Reynolds, and Travis Barnes are your 4 drivers that you know are going to the 125-lap A main. But again, the top 12 are inverted for the race. And we're about to go heat racing right about now.
Real quick, before we move over to the grid, how about that for Briar Reynolds? The Superflow Chevy has been kind of had an up and down season so far. How about that for Briar Reynolds? Locking himself in on time. Good for Briar here.
Yeah, certainly turning things around here.
We'll see him in a minute. But look at this. We got cars on track.
Understanding that we're going to have 3 heat races. You're exactly right, Greg. So let's give you the starting lineup for heat race number 1, presented by Team 126 Racing on the pole. Dan Lowther in the car number 63 to the outside. Andrew Lemke in the number 5 C-Rap Chevrolet. Row 2 will find Ron Hunter in the number 30. Cameron Iverson in the number 87 machine. Row 3 on back will find Troy Daggett. Binford Tools number 9. Mason Haygood in the number 14 machine on row 3. Row 4 we'll find Dana Rogers in the number 13. And, of course, the boxer, one-thumb wonder from the wild and wonderful state of West Virginia, Will Duvall, in the number 85 machine. 8 cars going on. Again, top 4 transferring in. Everyone else goes to a B main in heat race number 1. 8-lap heat races. And the field is now rolling. Greg Rentz, we should be ready to see the green here in just about another lap or so.
8 cars, 8 laps for this first of 3 heat races. Dan Lowther on the pole, but you can see ink the blink and nod, as you like to say, Wesley, on that number 63. And you know Ron Hunter's got to be a little bit concerned in that number 30 car, sitting second row inside, knowing what's going to happen on this initial start. He's going to be right up on the back of Dan Lowther. And let me tell you, as a driver, if pace car pulls in, We're ready to go. Green flag racing. I'm worried about Wrong Hunter right now because those connection issues can really scare you behind the wheel. Here we go.
Heat number 1, and you saw Hunter pull back away from everybody, especially from Lowther. But Lowther, inking, blinking, nod or not, he's the man up at P1. He'll lead the field down to the start-finish line. 1 lap in here at Oxford Plains. All the way out in front. Limke second, followed by Iverson and Hunter. There's your top 4 of the transfer. We are 7 to go, and the leader, Lowther, blinking, but still, here comes Limke right to the inside looking for the lead.
Tried to give him a little bit of a tap, but not to be there. Lemke saying, you know what, no, I'm going to bide my time. Now, this track, very tough to pass at, Wesley. You got to try to set your pass up almost about a lap before you will actually make your move if you want to do it cleanly. You've got to set them up, bide your time, find where that driver's going to make a mistake. You're on board with Andrew Lemke looking back at his teammate Cameron Iverson right now. And Iverson, you saw him looking low there. Just can't get to him. He takes a little bit of a shot, but he catches the berm right there. That's another thing about this racetrack, Wesley. That curve is going to bite someone big. It will get you if you're not careful, and it will shoot you to the outside in a hurry. You have to have very quick reflexes, and you catch the berm at the left front there.
Watching that field work their way back off at a 1 and 2 now. Here comes now the Binford Tools entry off turn 4. And that's another thing, the camera angles here at Oxford Plains, and even in real life, Greg Grants, they're so confusing because the back straightaway can look so much like the front straightaway, and the camera angles can really kind of play with you there for a little bit. As right now, that's off turn 4, right there at the line, 2 to go. 2 laps to go as we see now Hunter.
Go ahead, bud. On the outside, and you see Dan Lowther still having a little bit of those connection issues.
Yeah, whatever's going on,
there.
no harm, no foul. He's got the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Dan Lowther. Here he comes down the back straightaway in that little arc off the corner, if you will. Shades of like the Phoenix Raceway. Off turn 4, checkered flag. And Dan Lowther from the pole will win heat race number 1. Lemke will finish in second. Third place is going to go to Iverson. And, of course, the rest of the rundown popping up on the screen now along with Troy Daggett. So it's Lowther, Lemke, Iverson, Daggett. They transfer into the A main. Everyone else will go to the back of the B main. And here is Greg Rentz now for the starting lineup of the 8-lap heat race number 2.
The heat coming up next. And on the pole will be Bill Gross, new driver to the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Alongside him, Troy Olson, who's really come into his own, Wesley. I've been very impressed with what Olson's been able to do in that number 49 car. He'll start outside. TK, Tyler Kim in the number 38 with Alex Duda in the number 24. Going to make up row number 2. You'll find the Northwest ARCA champ Ryan Bloom in the number 25 with Scott Airy, another new driver to the series, in the number 81. I believe starting shotgun on the field tonight for this B Heat will be Terry Ackerman in the number 22. He was this year's Roadrunner champion at State Line Speedway in Post Falls, Idaho.
So the field is now rolling. Thank you, Greg, for the lineup. The lights are off for the pace car. They're not going to waste any time. They'll come back around to the green flag. Number 16, Bill Gross, along with Troy Allison on the front row. Ready. Pace car is in at Oxford Plains. Here they come. Heat number 2. We're taking 4. It's 8 laps. Green in the air. They're in the gas. We're underway. They send it off into turn 1. Gross gets the jump. Allison and Kim battle now for second spot off turn number 2. Races on into 3. Gross out in front. Battle there. Now single file is it's Duda in the transfer spot. Heated spots behind them as they go into turn 1.
See them trying to settle down single file. Only 7 cars in this one, as opposed to the 8 in the last one. So you look at Alex Duda right now sitting in 4th. And this is what I'm expecting all night long, Wesley. Once things get settled down single file, I think we're going to be able to click laps away. Not going to see too much impatience in the early stages because they know passing's going to be difficult and they're going to want to have something left for that final push.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see much of the same here in the early stages of that main event as you look at Duda right now in that number 24. Up front, Gross still leading the way. It's kind of a 2-2-2-1 split right now. There's your leaders, Bill Gross and Tyler Kim. How about it for TK, the number 38? He's had a couple of strong runs here as of late in the number 38. They're all chasing Bill Gross. We're already halfway in. 4 down, 4 to go. here at Oxford in the second of 3 heat races. There's a look at Troy Olesen in the number 49. 49ers not going to the Super Bowl. As much as I wish they could have, just could not get one up on the LA Rams, could not get the repeat. So congratulations to the Rams. We'll talk more about the Super Bowl a little bit later on in the night as you see Duda taking a peek to the inside of Troy Olsen. They make contact in turn number 3. Nice save by Duda.
And remember, that's for that transfer spot. And now Duda getting sideways and turning to the infield. And Erie says, excuse me, coming through. No caution. They'll come for the white flag. Grove stays out in front of the iRacing number 16. He leads the way for the final time off turn 2.
Trying to hold steady right now. And honestly, I'm going to say it right now. It's too late for Tyler Kim to make a move with how you got to make your moves at this racetrack. Checker flag. Bill Gross comes around to pick up the heat race victory in his first of the season. But how about it for Tyler Kim finishing second?
And of course, Duda getting the short end of the stick. And of course, here is a look at the unofficial results. Bill Gross getting it done by almost half a second back on Tyler Kim. Troy Olesen of the 49 will go third. Scott Erie taking that spot away from Alex Duda. He'll fall back all the way in the top 8 finishers. He'll finish 4th. So Gross, Kim, Olesen, Erie, transfer, Bloom, Duda, Ackerman will go to a main later tonight. Final heat race on track now. Ready. Team 126 starting lineup. Let's give you the lineup. Colton Garber on the pole. In the 59 and Big Bird, Eric Cheney. 76, row number 1. Row 2, Angel Ortega on this Tuesday in the number 10. David J. Cannon, the 19, row 2, row 3 on the grid. It'll find Chris Camary in the number 15 to the outside. Ryan McLeod in the 88. Row 4 will find Zach Rush by himself. 7 cars. Top 4 transfer again into the show. Pace car is in. We await the green flag, and there it is. Underway. Garber gets the jump, but Cheney not backing down on the outside lane. We're underway. They're side by side for the lead on the turn number 2. Side by side for 3rd and 4th as well. Those are the transfer spots, and they're not going at it. Here we go. Garber up in front. Leads lap number 1.
Got Sesame Street 1-2 right now. Cookie Monster and Big Bird trying to pull away from the field. A Scary Camary to the inside of Angel Ortega. David Cannon taking a peek now on the number 19, but he caught the curb a little bit there. It's going to be a trend all night long, Wesley. You've got to be careful with those left side of the tires on that curb. It will bite you. I know from experience. I lost the late model race here because I was leading late, caught the curb, wasn't able to hang on to it. Heartbreaking to say the least, and you can absolutely do it at any time. We'll see even the best of the best do it here at this track.
Sunny days make the clouds go away. Cookie Monster out in front of Big Bird right now, 59 and 76. They're going to come to the line. It'll be halfway this time by. 4 down and 4 to go. And oh, little sideways goes McLeod. McLeod gets contacted to Ortega. Ortega saves the 10 car. And Yee pulls up in front. And hold on to that spot. That's the transfer. 1 spot away. He's trying to run down Cannon. We're halfway home. Garber still leads.
Garber's still trying to pull away, but under pressure from Eric Cheney in that number 76, who has a heat race win this year. And remember, he's still searching for redemption from that Nashville win as he takes a peek to the inside. I said Nashville win. It was a Nashville possible win. Unfortunately, it ended up on his lid as Garber closes the door on Garber. Or Garber on Cheney. Good battle here. We've seen Garber and Cheney a time or two, but not Eric Cheney. We've seen it with Casey Garber. This is cousin Colton into number 59 taking the white flag.
And the white flag, 1 more lap to go here. 1 more shot at him. Eric Cheney coming after him. He goes to the inside. He's on the inside. Driver left. Back straightaway. Cheney with a run. Runs Garber up the outside. He doesn't run him up the racetrack. He gave him plenty of room, and Cheney's going to take heat number 3. Garber opened the door for Eric Cheney, and Big Bird took it away like candy from a baby. And then they made contact and slam into one another. Camary and Cheney. There might be some heated here. I don't know unless we saw something we missed.
No heat.
And that's
no heat.
Just celebration, maybe?
Just celebrating.
Camary just door slams Cheney and says congrats. So here you go. Eric Cheney is the winner. No harm, no foul on Camary, by the way. Colton Garber is 2nd. Camary is transferring to 3rd. David J. Cannon is 4th. Ortega, McLeod, and Rush will all go to the back of a B main, and that B main is starting right now. We'll go to commercial break after this B main is concluded because, of course, they rock and roll in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series here tonight at Oxford Plains Speedway. Greg, you got the starting lineup. This B main should be fun.
The Golden Child, Ron Hunter on the pole in the number 30, former Roadrunner champion of Spokane County Raceway. To his outside is the defending Northwest Arctic champ. That's Ryan Bloom in the 25 Hendrick Cars.com Chevy. Angel Ortega, just saw him in that last heat race alongside the one-thumb wonder, the MMA fighter turned boxer no matter what. It's Will Duvall, the cowboy out of West Virginia. Alex Dudak saw him go around in that heat race. That he battled it out. Brian McLeod going to start to his outside in row number 3. 2020 Wenatchee Valley Super Bowl Roadrunner champ Mason Hagan alongside Terry Ackerman, this year's State Line track champ, the same class. Rounding out this field, Zach Rush and Dana Roger. It's like 10 cars making the call for this main event tonight.
One more lap, and then they'll turn them loose. So the field is set. And here you go. I think we're taking the top 8 because we had 26 entries. 2 are going home, 24 starters. So 8 spots up for grabs in this B main. You do the math. We had 4 from qualifying, 4 from the 3 heats. That's 12. So there's 16. We're taking 8 more from this B main to lock them in. Green in the air, we're underway. 25 lap B main. Here at Oxford Plains, and on the jump, it's Hunter. Welcome back, feeling well again. Hunter, nice looking car. Here comes Ryan Bloom, the 2021 ARCA Northwest Series champion. On the outside, Hendrick Cars 25, battling Ortega. We got him wrecking on the back straight away.
Ortega.
No caution.
Saw Duda go around, no caution in the B main. There's
the yellow flag. Pace car will pull onto the speedway. There you see. Is that Duvall? I think it is.
That was Duvall.
He just got a knockout punch to the infield. Him and Duda, Ackerman, all these cars around. Watch this. Here's your replay.
Right there's the contact.
Duda, and there you see Duvall, and then nowhere to go for the 40. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's the berm we were talking about.
That's that anthill I was telling you about around the mounds of the light poles. And they're real. I promise you they are real. And these drivers at Oxford Plains Speedway despise them with a passion. 4 of 25. Hunter, the man out in front. Bloom is in second. Caution laps do count in this heat race. In the efforts of trying to speed this show up. Hunter will cross the line. All right. A little aggressive here. And honestly, you know, Greg Rentz, we're going to see this because this is the final preliminary. You're looking for 8 spots. That's it.
Going to be very, very interesting here on this rest of this B main and moving into the feature. 125 laps. So what we do here in this B main, go ahead and tack on another hundo to it as Ron Hunter leads the way. Love this racetrack. Such a technical course, Wesley. Very much looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. Whoa!
Lights are off on the pace car.
My apologies.
Lights are off on the pace car. We'll settle them in for the restart. This will be a single file restart. Hunter ready. Along with Bloom and Ortega, top 3, 20 laps to go. Green flag back out at Oxford Plains. Hunter, good jump on the restart. He's trying to pull away from him as they settle off turn 2.
Hunter
18 to go.
19, make it 18 to go for the Golden Child. And we're track champion of Spokane County Raceway. Won the championship in Roadrunners by just 1 point in a tremendous battle to the very end with Travis Shands. Many longtime Spokane racing fans will remember that battle. I was so lucky to be on the call for that one. One of the most intense championship races I've ever gotten to be on the call for as we go on board with Angel Ortega looking out the back bumper at the front of Ryan McLeod and the number 88 getting right up on the back bumper. Not quite contact, but they were oh so close. Great look at the nose of these Chevy Monte Carlos.
There you see him again. Just give him a little tap. A little tap. 15 to go. Hunter the leader. Bloom second. Ortega under attack by McLeod. And there you saw McLeod just trying to reel him in. Rush, Rogers, Ackerman, and Duda are the 8 that will transfer. 15 to go. Now they get 14 to go. And Hunter pulling away, but not by much. Bloom and Hunter starting to open up a little ground. The car link back on Yee Ortega, the number 10. And then you got McLeod right up under his back door. 13 to go, back to turn 1. We're halfway home in the B-Main.
And quick laps away right now. And if you're up in these top 3 spots, you're not really going for a win right now. You just want to try to keep it clean, keep it nice and straight, and get yourself into that feature event, 125 laps tonight. So I'm not really watching for a move from Bloom, Ortega, or McLeod right now. If you're Rush or Daniel Rogers or Will Duvall right now, a little bit deeper in the field, yeah, I think you might want to get up a little bit, get a little bit more of an insurance policy. Caution's out, this changes everything.
Right in front of them, there you see the smoke clearing. It looks like it's off of turn number 4. Is that Ackerman? It's the 22, Terry Ackerman going around. And here is your Pulse Poppers instant replay. Watch Ackerman. This already, well, I wonder if Duvall got into him.
That's what it appeared like. Look at all the damage on the 85 of Duvall. He looks like he just got out of the ring with Conor McGregor right now in that number 85.
Look at Duvall on the inside. Driver left. Got to the left rear. Not yet.
Contact there between Haygood and Duvall.
Oh, no. Oh, it's the 14 that hooked him.
Oh, Haygood with a bonsai and got into Ackerman.
And then Haygood spins. Poetic justice, karma, what do you want to call it? So the ace mobile mechanic entry of Ackerman goes around, and so does Haygood in the 14.
Shootout time at Oxford. You're now in the B main to transfer into the A. 8 of 10 cars. Ron Hunter, Ryan Bloom, Angel Ortega, your top 3. 8 laps to go right now, but the lights are off on the pace car. So we'll see how this one goes as they double up.
8 laps to go. The field will settle in for the restart. 8 to go. Pace car coming in. It's Smith and Bloom on Ortega. McLeod. Rush, top 5 slings for those spots. And here comes Hunter on the jump. Here comes Ryan Bloom up on the outside. Ortega back on the bottom and driver left. They're going to try to stick it 3 wide into turn number 2. Arcing through the corner to 3 and 4. Hunter leading. 6 to go. Bloom coming up on the outside. He's there in 1.
Bloom trying to hold on to second, but Ortega's going to get it. And now Bloom has to try to get to the bottom and does. 5 laps to go. This time for the Golden Child, Ron Hunter. Can he get his first victory in competition with the series?
No, it's a B-Main. It's still a win.
In third, trying to just hold on right now. He's in a good spot. We got Rush, Duvall, Haygood, McLeod, Duda in the transfer spots right now. Dana Rogers, Terry Ackerman are the 2 on the outside looking in at this particular moment. It's about a second gap in that transfer.
3 to go at the line. Here they come. Hunter has stayed out in front the whole time. Nobody has even wavered to make a move at him. Ortega now gets up to second. Bloom falling to third. Rush now up to 4th. And Duvall is one of the transfer spots again. 2 to go as they cross the line. It's all Hunter leading. Single file back to turn 1.
And again, like I said, not really seeing too much jockeying for position up at the front. I mean, if, like on a restart per se, if the opportunity presents itself to make the pass, yeah, take it. And that's what Ortega was able to do there with Bloom. But you're not going to see very many guys pushing the envelope as the white flag falls. For the Golden Child, Ron Hunter, can he get that elusive Northwest Pro Late Model Series sanctioned victory in a B main tonight through 3 and 4. He will off of turn number 4. One for the Golden Child. Ron Hunter gets it done in the B main. We'll see him in the feature.
So here at the Oxford Plains Speedway, Ron Hunter, Angel Ortega, Ryan Bloom, Zach Rush, William Duvall, Mason Haygood, Ryan McLeod, and Alex Duda are the drivers that transfer. For everyone else like Dana Rogers and Terry Ackerman, it is bon voyage as they do not make the cut. Extended commercial break, and we go 125 laps in round number 8 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series from the home of the Oxford 250 on iRacing, Oxford Plains in Maine. You're watching iRacing on LSRTV. Back with more. The feature is next.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back. iRacing on LSR TV. Preliminaries are done. Along with Greg Rance, I am Wesley Outland, Rocket Media and Live Sim Racing Productions here. It has been some comfortable, clean heat races, and B mains were a little intense, but now, Greg, throw that all out the window. The number 12 is the invert, so if you're on the pole, you're going to fall back to 12, top 12 inverted, 24 cars ready to battle out of 26 nestled, signed in, and we're going 125 laps next here on Oxford Plains Speedway, bud.
125 laps. This is going to be fun, Wesley. A lot of drivers, like we said in the pre-race, they compared this track to Hermiston. Matter of fact, Hermiston Raceway sponsored this event in the Northwest Tour a couple years ago, so we know how much these drivers like driving at this racetrack, one of the home tracks for the Northwest on iRacing, one of the main staples of our little group that we all race together with. This is one of those staple tracks, so everyone wants to get that dub at this place.
125 laps. Now, we've got a few minutes. Let's take a look at the weather conditions real quickly, because you mentioned the sunset going down, and you see what's happened. The ambient temperature is 70. Track temp is now 75. Wind speed is still the same, but obviously we're going to keep an eye on that throughout the race. By the way, weather conditions presented by Live Sim Racing for our virtual event here, and it is go time. I told you, it's that time. We're ready. We hope you are as well. Starting lineup set to go here at Oxford Plains. Row number 1, presented by Team 126. Troy Allison is on the pole in the 49. On the invert, Cameron Iverson in the number 87. Row 2, we'll find Colton Garber in the 59, Tyler Kim in 38. Row number 3, on the grid, Andrew Lemke in the 5, Eric Chaney in 76. Row 4, we'll find Bill Gross in the 16, followed by Dan Lowther, 63. Row 5, top 10, Travis Barnes in 23, Briar Reynolds in the 12, and halfway through the field, row 6, we'll see Kenneth Garber, the 96. Dylan Huffines, the pole car. He'll shuffle to 12th on the invert, and that's halfway the lineup.
Second half of the lineup, kicking off with Scary Chris Camary in the number 15, with Troy Daggett to the outside, and the number 9, the Tool Man, looking for tools on board. Scott Airy in the number 81. As the field begins to roll off, we'll start alongside David Cannon, number 19. Making up row number 9 will be B-Main winner Ron Hunter, the Golden Child, alongside Angel Ortega, driving the number 10. Rounding out the top 20 will be Northwest ARCA champ Ryan Bloom in the number 25, alongside Zach Rush. Final 4 drivers in off of the B-Main. First, Will Duvall in the number 85, alongside Mason Hagan in the number 14. Shotgun on the field. Final row, Ryan McLeod. Shotgun on the outside is Alex Duval.
125 laps the distance. Remember, no fast repairs, no extra sets of tires. You have what you have. 2 attempts at a green-white checker, if necessary. It's go time. Buckle in, strap on, and row race number 8. Coming to green, pace car is in. Northwest Pro Late Models coming to the start. 125 laps the distance. We're underway in round number 8 of the Winter Series, and we're on our way. Look at this trouble. Oh my goodness. On the start. Was that
Ryan Reynolds involved?
Oh,
I think I saw Dylan
my goodness. We
Huffines
just had a
involved.
big wreck. Man, that was the outside front row car.
That's fast time
and then
Dylan
all paint
Huffines.
broke loose. Oh man, let's
take
watch
a
this.
look. Holtz Popper's instant replay. I think there was contact going off in the
That's
turn number
Iverson.
1 between.
Yeah,
Is there
Allison and
contact?
Iverson.
Right there.
And Allison and Iverson got into one another and it blocked the path. And then Bloom got hit. Then the pole car, Huffines in 12th got hit. And then you see everyone else, Cannon in the 19, so many others. Oh my goodness, man. This is not the way we wanted to start this, Greg.
Poor Dilly Dilly, that brand new look. Unfortunately, a little bit scrunched up. Looks like he's going in the doghouse tonight. He can't fight his way up through the field.
And remember, there's no fast repairs. We didn't get a lap completed. Will they come back and run a lap again and start over? I don't think they will. It is what it is. The race will stand the way it stands. Wow.
Dylan Huffines fresh off of a win 2 weeks ago, a podium finish last race out. Remember, we were off last week. Man, oh man. This all changes up everything here. You see all the damage on the back of the 87.
Talk about literally not having a shot to win this race right out of the gate. And that's what happened about 4 or 5 cars. You see the 87, Iverson's car, damaged but still up in front. Allison is still the man that led him to green, the 49. He's now going to go to the outside.
They're going to move.
Actually, they're going to put him back
Iverson
to the lead.
back.
Yep.
They're moving Iverson to the back
Had a
because he was
feeling.
involved
Yeah,
in
I had a feeling it was coming. I had a feeling it was coming. And it's only fair.
That's going to move Colton Garber up to second now in the number 59. We'll try this one again as the pace car ducks off. We're going green flag racing back underway in Oxford. Let's try single file.
Most laps so far, 1. And they've all been now caution laps here as we work lap 6 completed. And we're back underway again. We got another caution. Oh, no. Camary, I think, is caught up in it. Camary in the 15 machine. And replay coming up, Greg. We'll find out what happened.
Right off the initial restart, going off into turn number 2, we're looking at Gross. Gets a little bit of contact there from Lowther and Cheney, and they all pile in behind. And there's the big shot there to the back of Camary from Angel Ortega as the pace car rolls out.
16, nowhere to go. Again, collected from that bump there around, hitting Camary. Ortega got some damage, it looks like, as well on the 10. And this has been, you want to be honest, 9 laps under caution since the drop of the green. Wow. And Greg, I know we mentioned it in the beginning. This is a small track at Oxford Plains Speedway. It's a 3/8 mile. If they can, quit wrecking each other like they're in the funny papers, you can knock off 125 laps rather quickly.
If we can stay clean through the first few laps and really click some laps away, I think you're going to see snap, snap, snap all of a sudden. Oh, hey, we're already halfway in. These guys can get into a rhythm. It's a very easy track to click laps at, but you got to get past the initial start, something we haven't been able to do yet.
So there you see the Life Care USO number 49. And of course that is Troy Ollison. I was going to say there for a second, Greg, it looks like it's kind of got like a little bit of a throwback to, it's a little different, but it does like a little bit of a throwback on the pavement side for the Brewster Baker number 49 car from the movie Six Pack with Kenny Rogers.
They're the same template, but a little bit of a different color scheme on that number 49.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I can definitely see that in there. Let's go on board with the aerial coverage presented by LSRTV for this restart as we're back underway. See if we can click a lap away. We're already 12 in.
And you see the aerial coverage. Look at this racetrack, what me and Greg talked about earlier. It's kind of got that arc right there. See, it's kind of like a little miniature Phoenix, if you will. This track, honestly, if you think about it, Greg, besides the front stretch, you're literally almost going around in a circle, 360 circle around the Oxford Plains Speedway your entire lap. You're always turning the wheel.
About steering control and throttle control at this racetrack. Wesley, a driver's racetrack, you got to know when to get on the throttle, when to lift off the throttle, and how much to turn the wheel. It's very, very easy to overdrive this track, but if you can get in that rhythm, you will be sitting nice and pretty at the end of the day.
All right, they've settled themselves now into the green flag run. We'll see how long this goes as we're lap 15. Oh, shoot. Caution out. I spoke too soon. Yellow flag, trouble. You see the smoke clearing. And you got to think it's around the 38 machine of Tyler Kim, maybe the one behind him. And oh my goodness, it already happened with Cannon and Duda and all these other guys wrecking into him. Iverson got hit. That's the number 16. Wow. Just like that. My goodness, Greg. We at least got like a 4-lap green flag running.
Take a look at the aerial coverage, see if we can get a better look at what happened here. Look at the damage on the back already of some of these cars. Brian Reynolds there. Oh, there was the contact up there between Cannon and Duda that started it all. As Gross just involved in the second caution already. Just 18 laps in, won the heat race, but since then it's been a kind of a nightmare start to the main event for Gross. Take a look at Troy Alston, who's going to love seeing this, Wesley, because the more cautions that come out, That's less time he's got to worry about trying to fend everybody off. Quick laps away up front.
Yellow flag. Cautions breed cautions, if you will. Third yellow of the feature, 19. So right now, of 18 laps completed, there has been 14 out of 18 under caution. 4 laps have been under green. And we'll try this again. Gotta wonder, Greg, if race control for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series will get in the ear of these drivers and say, okay, guys, you know, this is it. Enough's enough. You gotta to first finish the race. You must first finish, and you guys are just, you know, bouncing off like ping pong balls off one another since the drop of the green. And honestly, you know, we want to entertain our viewers. We don't want this to be green caution, green caution, green caution.
Well, one thing I noticed, Wesley, that kind of surprised me, we went directly into single file restarts. Typically, you do double file till the third restart. Looks like we are going double file on this one, but the first 2 were single file, which I found very interesting. Normally, it's reversed. You go double file until you start having some problems, then you switch to single file, and it's kind of opposite today. We're going to try double and see what happens. Troy Allison picks the green flag. We're back underway on lap 22.
Back at it again, green flag, Allison pulling away. You know, Greg, you mentioned Troy Allison, and you remember him being under attack by Iverson on the start. He hung his ground. He's in the lead. And remember, the last couple of weeks, he has really showed signs of life of improving in his racing endeavors on virtual iRacing. And right now, he's up in front. 1 car down below the apron. That's Gross in 16. One of the heat race winners now falling back off turn 4. Lowther still inking, blinking, nod to the top 5 as the leaders work their way back off of turn 2.
And look who has made their way. Look who's made their way up into the top 5, Wesley. 2 of the drivers who locked in on qualifying times. Travis Barnes, 23, Casey Garber, 96. 2 of our Northwest Mini Stock Tour, now known as the Tri-State Challenge Mini Stock Tour, as the caution comes out. Barnes and Garber, 2 of those guys who compete in that one. Caution's out. Maybe Ron Hunter in the number 30, the B-Main winner.
The B-Main winner, Ron Hunter, in that beautiful HPM Chevrolet with a problem. 25 laps in. We're a quarter of the way in. 100 laps, a century grind remaining, and another caution flag for the 4th time now.
Understanding it was not Ron Hunter in the number 30.
We're being told it was not Hunter. That's right, Greg. We're being told it's not Hunter, so we're not sure where it triggered the yellow. So it is what it is.
Not sure what triggered the yellow, but we are sure Troy Allison is leading the way with Andrew Lemke in second. But there are some new contenders up at the front. Barnes and Garber. Keep your eyes on the 23 and the 96. Travis Barnes, he's only making his 2nd start of the year in this series, but he knows he can be fast here, as there goes Dylan Huffines getting his lap back as he's the lucky dog. So Dilly will now be trying to racy his way to the front.
And still a lot of time. Troy Allison now, Lemke to 2nd. Ryan Bloom, Greg. How about Ryan Bloom there in the 20? I'm sorry, correction. That's 23. 23 there in the number 3 position. Of course, that is Travis Barnes, Kenneth Garber, Dan Lowther. Not taking anything away from Ryan Bloom, though. He's outside the top 10 in 11th. I believe the lights will go off on the pace car this time by. No, and we will stay under caution for at least another lap or so. Not sure what triggered the caution, but they did throw the yellow. 4th yellow flag of the race so far. And all Troy Allison up in front in that Life Cares USO number 49 entry.
Understanding from the hit of the number 7 of Dylan Huffines, he's not happy with how the car's handling after the wreck. He's got very little power in that number 7, so he's just going to ride this one out and hope for the best, see if he can salvage a good finish. But massive lack of power in the number 7 car as a result of the accident.
Green flag back in the air. Allison and Barnes now battle. Here comes Lemke. He jumped the cushion.
Did he save
He
that?
went too high. He saved the car. Are you kidding me? But Lemke fell back to 6th. Oh my goodness, what a save.
On pit road. What a save by that 5 car with the C-Wraps on board. What a save by Andrew Lemke.
Can you say dirt tracking it? He got up in the cushion, if you will, the marbles, the top shelf of the racetrack. And I thought he was just going to lose that car going around, but he saved it. What a job there by Lemke in the 5. And now he'll get back on the high horse and try to come back after him again on lap 33.
It looked like another 5 cars. Barnes to the inside of Olsen. That's for the lead off of turn number 4. Give it to Barnes into number 23. The rookie for the Northwest Mini Stocks goes out and takes the lead. His second start of the season here.
Look at the back end of the car on Brian Reynolds, Superflow. Will Duvall in front of him. Hey, you know, Greg, you mentioned boxing. You mentioned Will Duvall boxing over the weekend. How about Floyd Mayweather getting in NASCAR? And Daytona 500 will be his first attempt for Floyd Mayweather, the Money Team Racing, at Daytona with Kaz Gralla in that car. Wow.
The ghost of Starcom. Starcom was able to get a next-gen chassis, and that is now in possession of Floyd Money Mayweather, the Money Team. It's been rumored for a while as Olsen caught the berm there. Again, we've talked about that all night long, but Floyd Mayweather, it's been rumored for a few years. It's finally happening. Pit Viper's on board. That's going to be very interesting.
I'm not going to repeat what our producer just said. I'm not even going to repeat it.
Our producer giving us our producer giving us his opinion on the paint scheme on the Pit Viper number 50 for the Money Team.
It looks like it said it looks like it's got glitter that came out of a unicorn factory. What is it?
That's what he said? I don't know. I heard glitter and unicorns and a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's rainbow.
You
I
see
call it
Pit
Rainbow
Viper
Road.
on the car? And by the way, you know Pit Vipers for the sunglasses. I mean,
yes.
You know, and here's the thing. Pit Viper was popular back in the 80s and early 90s. Remember Bret Hart when he wore Pit Viper glasses in the wrestling ring? And now they're starting to get a resurgence of coming back. And now it's building popularity, and that's the sponsor on the Money Team car. So by the way, and only a segue because we were mentioning Will Duvall and his boxing endeavors as well.
I told my niece McKenna that if she ever got back on iRacing, that would be her car in the Pit Viper cars. We got a battle for second going on. Casey Garber. Here comes Kenneth Cole moving to the front. He takes second away.
And while that goes on, Barnes is the new man out in front. Garber to second. Allison falling back to third. There's Lowther in fourth. Garber in the top 5. So you got 2 Garbers there in second and fifth. Lemke, Daggett, Bloom, Kamari, and Duvall in the top 10. How about Will Duvall, Greg, the boxer in 10th?
With damage on the car from the B main, the good news is he got a clean race car for this one, and he is sitting very pretty right now in that number 85. How about Chris Kamari? He's a little banged up, but he's up in 9th. He finished on the podium 2 weeks ago in the last time out, so he wants another shot.
Look at this cat and mouse. Lemke, Duvall, Lowther behind Garber. Garber clears Lowther finally for fourth. Got him. We're about to put it on lap number 50 on the board. He's Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outlet. You're watching iRacing on LSRTV and coverage of round number 8 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series Winter Heat. As Barnes is the man out in front. There you see another great battle. Kamari and Troy Daggett going at it behind. Oh, you're on board with Daggett. Kamari driver left, coming through. Kamari after Ryan Bloom next for 7th.
saw on board there with Troy Daggett, Wesley, what we were talking about earlier, you're constantly turning the wheel in this race at this racetrack. Even if it's just a little bit, you have to be constantly turning the wheel. As Dylan Huffines has already cracked the top 10, so whatever he said lacking power seems to be proven wrong. He's able to charge his way to the front right now.
And by the way, Greg, Dylan Huffines coming back to the front. Dilly in the 7, the fast qualifier, now up to 9th. Damaged and all from being involved in an accident, riding dirty. Damaged on the front grille. He is still putting junk in his trunk and staying and rocking to the front as he's now up to 7th. Look out, Camary. He's coming after you for 8th. And Ryan Bloom as well. He's trying to go for 2 for 1. And we're still 75 laps to go, just past lap number 50.
Quick laps away, 10 laps from halfway right now. Travis Barnes with a 1.2 second lead over Casey Garber. You look at the Northwest ARCA champion, Ryan Bloom. Picked up the dub in that finale as there's Troy Allison, who led a good chunk of this race early. Is falling back to 3rd now in the clutches of Colton Garber, the cousin of Casey Garber, as he lays a little bit of a tap there to Troy Allison. And I was talking to Colton Garber a few weeks ago, Wesley. He loves being able to race with this series. He's having so much fun, and now he really is starting to feel more and more confident in himself as a driver as he's up in the top 5. That's that blue and orange 59 right there on screen.
10 laps away from halfway, by the way. Lap 63 will be the halfway mark of this race. Barnes, Garber, Allison, Garber, Lowther, top 5. Lemke, Bloom, Huffines, Camary, Duvall, top 10. And now this long green flag run continues. There's the battle for 3rd with Allison, Garber, Lowther, and Lemke right back in this again, Greg. Remember when Lemke slipped up? He has called him and he's ran him back down. But you got to wonder, did he flat spot the tires? It looks like he's trying to run him down. But also, from spinning the way that he did he damage those tires, and is it going to catch him and cost him later down the stretch of the race as we approach halfway for the 5?
Very well could. I'm a little worried about that. Remember, you're not allowed to change tires in this series. You have no extra tires on pit road as they work their way past the lap car David Cannon in number 19. That's the concern right now in the 5 pit. Meanwhile, up front, Colton Garber, or Casey Garber, excuse me, is beginning to chip away at Travis Barnes' lead.
Yeah, man, Barnes is losing it by almost 0.05 of a second as Garber starting to run him down. Allison, there is Allison. He has a hornet's nest behind him, led by Garber, Lowther, Lemke, Bloom, all there. Lap car of Cannon as well. 3 laps to halfway. And Greg, he is 5 seconds almost back to the leader of Barnes.
Who is on screen right now in that purple number 23, but there's second place Casey Garber. He's trying to reel him in, slowly but surely. Reel in Travis Barnes. We've seen these two battle in many stocks in the Northwest. Been a little bit since we've seen them battle on iRacing, though. Looking forward to watching this one unfold.
Barnes, Garber, Allison, Garber, Lowther, 5. There's the 96 of Garber's garage entry. And now the leader. Battle for 3rd. Garber. Here comes Allison. Driver right, outside Garber in the left. He's there. We're halfway home. This time by off turn 4. 63 down. 62 to go. Barnes, Garber, Allison, Lowther, Lemke. Flip-flop those spots. Lowther trying to go 2 for 1 on Allison and Lemke. Bloom, Huffines, Camary, Reynolds, Kim, Duvall. Halfway through the field at halfway.
Going through the second half, Ron Hunter, the Golden Child, Alex Duda, Angel Ortega, Ryan McLeod, Troy Daggett, Zach Rush, David Cannon, the first car 1 lap down. We've got 18 on the lead lap. You've got Jamie, Hagen out, Ari out, Gross out, Iverson still on pit road as you look at the leaders, and there is a battle for the lead. Casey Garber has caught Travis Barnes.
You got Rush, that lap car, in front of the leaders, and they're fighting for it. And here comes now Barnes trying to clear by the lap car and using Garber. Here he comes. Garber using the lap car of Rush's a pick to try to run down Barnes for the lead. He just can't get there. He'll clear him, but still, with that all going on, Barnes was able to get out in front as well. And now it's Barnes, Garber, Garber. 1, 2, and 3 as they go back to turn 1.
Barnes doing a nice job holding steady. However, Wesley, he lost the Northwest Tour race at North Wilkesboro because he burnt up the tires too quickly. And ever since then, a little bit of a slide. That's not going to help what we're talking about, because ever since that loss at North Wilkesboro to Nick Bellamy, Travis Barnes has made it a very focal point of his driving, a big-time effort about tire management, keeping the tires under the car. Can he hold on, though? Because now he's got not only to try to find that sweet spot, but he's got Casey Garber breathing all down his neck.
71 of 125. Barnes, Garber, Lowther, Lemke, top 5. There they go again off turn 4. Cross the stripe. Up the racetrack, Hunter. At one time, he was one of those guys up in the front, now falling back in that HPM entry number 30. And he says, have at it, boys. As Barnes, Garber now, contact for the lead. Garber ganging up on Barnes for the lead.
That was contact with the lap car McLeod, but Garber not able to capitalize.
Yeah, that was McLeod, the lap car on the outside. Garber was just ready to lick his chops and come at him, but just couldn't reel him in. Look at this. This is what I was telling you about Oxford Plains. This place, as we approach 50 laps to go, you literally are always turning the steering wheel in real life and here in iRacing. And you wonder why, if you make one wrong slip because you're turning the wheel, you can get into somebody. Greg, here's a prime example, 50 to go here at Oxford Plains.
This is the thing about lap traffic that's allowed Garber to close in, but with that constantly turning the wheel, the margin for error is just so slim, and that's what's allowing Barnes right now to be able to click lap traffic just a little bit better as Ortega moves out of the way, let the leaders go. Next up, Alex Duda, who started shotgun on the field, mind you, into number 24. He's up to 13th, so nice run by Duda. He's passed almost half the field in that 24 car.
Barnes, look at this. Oh, no. Hold on there.
This could be it.
Boy.
That was Duda.
Excuse me, coming through for the lead. Duda lap car
Garber
on the outside.
wants his lead. Next up is Cheney in the 76, and then it'll be the one-thumb wonder, Will Duvall. Cheney staying high, letting the leaders go. Barnes catches the berm a little bit, but he keeps it pointed straight. Casey Garber, you can see him just stalking, just waiting for Barnes to make a big enough mistake to take the lead. That's the thing about Oxford. You've got to wait and pick your moment and then pounce. Could be now as Garber peaks low.
And Greg, here's something else. They have lapped everybody up to the top 11. Okay, so from position 12 on through 24, 13 cars either out or a lap down in this race. Barnes and Garber right there, 1 and 2, mano a mano, pulling away here at Oxford Plains as we settle in on lap 100. We're on lap 80.
Garber taking a little bit of a lower exit than Barnes, consistently in the corners. You see the difference right there on your screen. This time, though, Barnes kind of watching it a little bit in his mirror, able to say, all right, he's taking a little bit of a lower exit. Seems to work. I'm going to try it. We'll see how that works out. Didn't do it there. As Garber, now he's trying a little bit of a higher entry. He's trying what Barnes is doing to see how Barnes' car is feeling. A methodical chess game, if you will, right now between the top two. Who will make the winning move? Can Barnes defend? Can Garber go on the attack? Right now, they're playing chess, setting up for that finish.
I don't know if we can stay right here on this camera shot real quickly next time around, but watch the leaders as they work their way, coming to the start-finish line. This is for 1 and 2. Okay, right now, keep this shot right here at the start. Right there they are. Now look at this. These are all lap cars, and then you come 8 seconds back to Lemke, who is in 3rd spot. As you saw again on that camera angle from the flag stand, there he is. He's mired in the back as they're already halfway down the racetrack going to turn 1. He's coming to turn 3. There's the interval.
How about Andrew Lemke getting up to 3rd after we got a car off the track? Who was that? That was off the track up there.
No caution.
I believe it was a lap car. It was Eric Cheney in the 76 right in front of Troy Olsen, but he keeps it going. Stay green.
And no caution. No caution. We had 5 yellow flags in the opening 35, 40 laps of this race, and now things have settled down. This is the longest green flag run of the race.
I want to go on board with Casey Garber right now. I want to see what he's seeing out of the helmet in that number 96. I want to see the helmet cam on the 96 of Casey Garber because he is right on the back bumper of Barnes. Watch him steer the wheel. Watch him methodically waiting, picking his moment, and getting right up on the back bumper of Barnes. Let's stick with this for a couple laps because this is Garber at his best when he's stalking his prey.
And Greg, remember, you've got Briar Reynolds, you've got Ortega, you've got all these other cars, you've got Reynolds and Kim and Allison, all these cars up there that they're trying to put a lap down, that are on the tail end of the lead lap, mind you.
Now, you're seeing out the helmet of Casey Garber. Look how close you have to get to the berm to be able to make it stick. He's going to try the outside here. I think he was just trying to make sure he didn't run into the back of Barnes there because you want to pass on the inside. Watch him as he goes off into the corner here. Look how close he gets down. Oh, he broke loose there. But right there, look how close he's getting to the berm. Right there. He's got those left side tires down on that curb, but not quite hopping them, trying to get through this. This is absolute insanity. There you saw Barnes catch the curb.
Closing in on lap 100, up the curb goes Barnes. Garber is there. One wrong slip, and he's going to capitalize. Like taking your high school sweetheart as Valentine's Day is around the corner. Give me a kiss, babe. Garber, right up under the back door. Barnes gives him a little punt, a little smooch. Let him know he's there. Lap cars all around. Look at them all getting out of harm's way. Daggett going high. Cannon going high. Have at it, boys. And Kim trying to stay on the lead lap. He's on the tail end while the leaders are approaching lap 100. They're to turn number 1.
And if you're Travis Barnes, this is not what you want to see out your window, but this is what you want. He's got through all the traffic, and now he's got a little bit of a breather. Little bit of racetrack ahead of him. Try to settle things down, get himself back into that rhythm, and not worry about picking off lap traffic. But there's another little tap there from Casey Garber.
Who you going with as they work their way back around the corner? Down into the
back
corner.
Bumper of Travis Barnes.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Barnes getting Garber all in his trunk, looking, coming after him. Garber methodically waiting to snap and pounce on his prey. The question is, Greg, when do you do it? You said it as well. It's a methodical race here at Oxford Plains. You got to know when to make your mark. As Garber gives a little bunt there to Barnes. He pushed him up the racetrack, and then Barnes comes back and throws the block. We're 1 lap away, this time by lap 100. Caution's out. Caution's out. 25 laps to go, and we got a yellow flag on the speedway. And it's Ortega. It's Hunter.
Hunter involved.
Wow.
Holds Popper's instant replay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And we take a breath and get ready for a shootout. Let's see what happened here. Contact between Cheney and Iverson up there in front of Ortega. And Ortega just kind of slides around trying to avoid it. Another look, you'll see
man, oh man.
Cheney gets the bottom of Cannon. You see Iverson right there behind him. Gets to the bottom, little contact right there, and this goes on all the way down the back stretch, and there's Daggett to finish it off. Oh, and Cheney not too happy with Iverson.
Boy, oh boy. Man,
Little bit of contact there.
Caution out.
Inside 100 to go.
Yes, we are. We'll take a quick break. We'll take you to the finish of this race here at Oxford Plains. It's a good one. Garber, Barnes, the battle when we return.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
You just saw the green flag come out. We show you those new features that we have from our side-by-side cam. And we're showing you now 20 laps to go. This time by will take you to the rest of the way to the checkered flag at Oxford Plains in round 8 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. 20 remaining. Barnes, Garber, round 2 is on. It's in turn number 2, Greg Rance.
And Barnes was able to get in front of him at the start of that run. That's huge for Barnes to get right back out down in front, and Garber has to go right back to work on the back of the number 23. We saw how much pressure he was applying to Travis Barnes. Now they got to get back in that rhythm, and Garber has to start it all over again. Good news for Barnes, not a lot of lap traffic right now, none to contend with, and he's got 18 laps to go as they just click laps away. Will that traffic come into play once again, Wesley? He's still got to see, but here comes Garber to the inside. Barnes slipped up the track. Garber made his move. They are door to door.
Door to door across the line. 17 to go. Crossover move. Garber up the racetrack, up the hill. Here comes Barnes. Can he return the favor, or has he used up his tires? He might have used up his tires, and it might catch him and cost him. Garber ready to pounce like a coiled cobra. Here, kitty, kitty. Meow, meow, meow. To the lead. Garber to the lead. Barnes losing ground by half a car length with 15 to go at Oxford Plains.
You see Dan Lowther and Dylan Huffines is the battle for 4th on the track right now. How about it for Dylan Huffines? Damage on the car on lap go, and he gets up into the top 5. Dylan Huffines putting on a clinic right now in that new look. Number 7, excuse me.
Fifteen now make it 14 to go. Lowther. There's Lowther. He's got Huffines to deal with. This is going on for 4th and 5th. Lemke, Greg, we mentioned what happened to Lemke earlier in the race. Lemke back up to 3rd in the 5 car. But look at now, the 59 of Garber, Camary, all that going on behind. Huffines and Lowther, and the laps are winding down. There's a dozen remaining when they come back to the stripe. Oxford Plains, and it's Garber, the 96, out in front.
Finds to the inside of Lowther. There's the battle for 4th. Colton Garber right there trying to pounce if he can get into the top 5. If he can get around Dan Lowther, which he looks like he might. He's got it. Colton Garber clear through 3 and 4.
11. Now make it 10 laps to go next time by. Lowther still inking, blinking, nod. It's Camary behind him, and so is Bloom. That's 7th and 8th. Ollison and Kim, the top 10. Pole car, Huffines up to 4th. You know he wants a caution. He can get a shot at him. There you see Camary and Bloom battling. In front of them is Lowther, and we got 10 laps to go. Garber, Barnes, Lemke, Huffines, Garber, top 5. Back to turn 1 here at Oxford Plains.
Moving the 25. You see the Northwest ARCA champion, but there's Dylan Huffines. And again, I'm so impressed with what Dilly Dilly's been able to do. in that number 7. Riding dirty all the way to the front. How about Colton Garber looking for his first top 5 in the series? He's done a masterful job as well tonight. But it's all Casey Garber up front in the number 96. And again, taking that experience at a track called Hermiston and applying it here to Oxford. Casey Garber's done a great job. And notice the guys running up front. Mostly are guys who have raced at the Hermiston Raceway. Garber has won at Hermiston. Barnes has competed at Hermiston. Dylan Huffines, a track champion at Hermiston. Dan Lowther up in 6th. He's raced at Hermiston. Colton Garber, he's never raced there, but knows a thing or two about short track racing. Andrew Lemke, he races at another 3/8 mile Evergreen Speedway. So it has definitely been quite a race of guys with experience on this style of racetrack, and it fell right into Casey Garber's hands coming to 4 laps to go.
Garber and Barnes and Lemke ready to settle this thing out for the finish. Lemke there got a couple of cars in front of him that are lap machines. Ryan Bloom. There you see Lemke's correction. That's actually Barnes. He's trying to come after him for second. Well, that goes on. 3 laps to go. Garber, Barnes, Lemke. Lemke, can he get Barnes for second spot? They're trying to move by Troy Daggett's machine, the Benford Tools entry. As they come to the line, Greg, it's 2 laps to go at Oxford Plains, and Garber looking to be the man to win in 96.
Garber looking for, this would be win number 2 on the year. If he can hold on for one more lap, I believe it'd be win number 2, possibly 3. For Casey Garber's the white flag fall. CRN, 1 to go.
More details at CRN. We are CRN.com. We've got college basketball and high school basketball leading up. Also a cheerleading competition, but for the final time, Garber out in front. Checkered flag. We're wrecking off turn 4. Checkered flag, though, and Garber will win it. Second win of the year for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series driver, Kenneth Garber. Dylan Huffines will finish second, and I believe that Andrew Lemke and Travis Barnes wrecked each other. They got together. I think those are the cars that got together, Greg, in turn 4. And this allows Huffines to take second and third to go to Colton Garber. It's Garber, Huffines, Garber. Sounds like a law firm, but no, it's 1, 2, and 3 here tonight at Oxford Plains.
Casey Garber gets it done, and we'll wait to see the official results on how everything wound down. You see his cousin Colton celebrating.
Yeah. Garber,
It's his
Huffines,
best
and
finish
Garber.
of his career.
Man, I believe Barnes and Lemke got together with one another coming out of turn 4 on the cooldown lap. There's Lemke now going to the pit area. We await the results, and it is now unofficial, but there they are. Kenneth Garber is the winner. Dylan Huffines, the pole car for the race, involved in an accident right at the drop of the green, comes back to finish second, so he'll not be in the doghouse with the girlfriend tonight. Dilly second. Colton Garber, cousin to Kenneth, like you said, Greg, third. Andrew Lemke, 4th. Dan Lowther, 5th. Kamari, 6th. Ryan Bloom, 7th. Troy Allison, 8th. Tyler Kim, 9th. And again, as I mentioned, Travis Barnes, I believe Lemke and Barnes got together, bump and run. There's your top 10 in race tonight here at Oxford Plains. Briar Reynolds and Alex Duda halfway through the field. They were a lap down.
Coming home in the second half of the field, Ryan McLeod a lap down, Zach Rush, Angel Ortega 2 laps down, David Cannon 4 laps down, Troy Daggett had a good run going initially, but unfortunately comes up a little short, 7 laps down. And then number 9, the Golden Child, Ron Hunter, Will Duvall, and Cameron Iverson round out the top 20. Final few drivers in this one, Scott Airy, Mason Haygood, Bill Gross, and Eric Cheney was disqualified, it would appear, for roughhousing with Cameron Iverson under caution.
There you go. And by the way, unofficial results pending, obviously, reviews and everything of how things go. And, you know, when it's all said and done, this race had 7 caution flags for 125 laps, and a string of those were 4 or 5 cautions in the opening 40 laps of this race. Well, Greg Rentz has got to part ways and sign off for now. But, Greg, your final take on things, buddy, before we get ready for the finish line post-race wrap-up, and I'll grab a word with the top 3 on the podium.
Yeah, Wesley, it's been a great race here tonight at Oxford. Unfortunately, wish I could hang out for the post-race show, but the real job just has so much going on. I got to go and do a couple things for that, for the actual 9 to 5, or more like 6 to 6, it feels like nowadays. But yeah, just got to go address some things with the real job, but it was a lot of fun here tonight at Oxford. Looking forward to next week, too. We're down to the final 2 races.
Yeah, next week, the penultimate race of the season. And, of course, very soon, they'll get ready to fire back up with, again, this is the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Thanks again to Dan Lowther and Troy Daggett and Eric Cheney for creating this madness just to have some entertainment during the winter. These guys are full-time competitors on the Northwest Racing Series, and we're waiting for that to fire back up here probably by the end of February, beginning of March was the last thing we were told from the NWRS officials. Finish line, post-race wrap-up is next. He's Greg Rentz. I'm Wesley Outland. Stick around. You're watching iRacing on LSRTV, the Garber Man in Victory Lane. Welcome back to iRacing on LSRTV. Round number 8 tonight from Oxford Plains Speedway in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Rentz has already stepped away for the evening. I'm Wesley Outland. Thanks again for joining us. A wild one, caution field, opening 50 laps, and it settled in for that green flag run. Late race caution him up with 25 to go, and then the move on Barnes where Garber got around him. He goes on and picks up his second win on the Northwest Pro Late Model Series of the season. Kenneth were up 10 spots on the checkered flag. Huffines had problems on the start. He came back to finish second, and cousin to Kenneth, Colton Garber, will finish third. It's time for the finish line. Post-race wrap-up. By the way, due to my schedule tomorrow, which includes setting up TV production for the Greater News 4A Conference Leading Competition Championships and for college basketball game, and such a crazy schedule. Plus, there's a winter storm possible hitting the LSR TV studios. We will not be having finish line. The archives will be up if you want to go back and check out previous shows. So no finish line, but of course, finish line is every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, finish line post-race wrap-up. Third place, we talked to the cousin. Man, I'll tell you what, Colton Garber, your take of this race, it was very, very interesting. You're right there around at the end. You finish in the number 3 spot.
Yeah, I kind of got lucky there at the end. I don't know what happened, but gained 2 positions right before the checkered flag. The setup kind of got a little tight, but I lucked out.
Man, I'll tell you, you know, this race, very interesting. It had its string of long cautions to start things. Then you have these long green flag runs. Or do you feel like it's the way it turns out to be? Do you prepare for that mindset? Or does it really make it really stressful trying to see green caution, and then these long green runs to the finish of the race?
I kind of like the shorter runs. My car was getting tight on the long runs, and then I was changing my driving style, and it worked out.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, listen, before I do let you go, we want you to thank your sponsors, Colton, on the 59. Good run for you tonight. Finished third.
Right on, man. How about just thanks my cousin Casey for helping with the setups.
There you go. And, of course, that's the driver, Colton Garber. Cousin to Kenneth Garber. He'll finish in the number 3 position. Dylan Huffines, Dilly, in the number 7. He was fast qualifier, got involved in an accident on the start of things, and you rally back up, finish in second. And I will say this, Dylan, you're in front of the cockpit of the car, last lap. Did something happen between Barnes and Lemke, and that allowed you to take that second spot away, and you're taking this race at Oxford Plains today?
It was a bit of a wild one. I mean, from the get-go, I got caught up in that early wreck, and I screwed up my car pretty bad, went a couple laps down, and I was just trying to finish and salvage what I could, but I think the low power kind of helped me save tires. And the last lap there, I was slowly reeling in Lemke and Barnes, but I didn't have enough to get to them in time, and I think Lemke might have charged into the corner a little bit too hard and pushed up into Barnes. They both hit and slowed way up, and that kind of allowed me to pass through. I kind of got lucky right there, so I'm pretty thankful for that.
Yeah, you know, we saw them coming to the flag off turn 4 from the flag stand shot when Garber crossed the stripe, and then I saw Huffines and saw you cross the line, bud, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing smoke cars up the hill, and I'm like, I think that's Lemke. I think that's, well, Lemke got around, but I think that's actually Barnes. Barnes got moved around, bump and run, if you will. But, man, you're taking this race, man. Oxford Plains is a fun track, and, of course, you know, this race had it and everything tonight, and even you were a bit from the drop of the green to the finish.
Honestly, this is like one of my favorite tracks on iRacing. It's like almost identical. It's like a real-life track I race at called Hermiston Raceway up here in the Northwest. So I've always been kind of pretty decent here on iRacing, and it was just a lot more cautions where I thought there would be, but I mean, it's kind of what you expect with this track. It's one grooved, and everyone's fighting for the bottom. Everyone's being super aggressive, trying to get down, you know. Just got to take what you can get sometimes, just ride. But all in all, I think it was a pretty okay race, though.
All right, Dilly, give us your sponsors before we get you out of here, bud.
Just Haley Manufacturing, Vincent Enterprises, Can Do Trucking, and that's about it.
There you go, Dylan Huffines. Number 7 will settle for the second position again. Started this race on the invert, put him at 12. Got involved in an accident on the start, came back, rallied, comes back and finishes in the bridesmaid second spot of the race here, like a win for the number 7. Second win of the year for the driver of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series, number 96, Kenneth Garber. Welcome back to Victory Lane. Waiting patiently, pounced on Barnes, made it work with under 20 to go. And you are the winner of this race. Your take of surviving here at Oxford Plains and being the guy on top.
Yeah, no, it was definitely followed Travis around there for quite a while. I was getting ready to make a move there. I didn't know anything else other than to give him a little bumper. I gave it to him a couple times, but not enough. And then that one time I seen him getting tied up off, and I knew that if I could get the right run and hook the middle apron there, I could get underneath him, and it worked out. And man, I don't know. I reeled him in from like 2 seconds back in the beginning, and then I drove away from it at the end. I think the setup was pretty money to me.
Yeah, in the right place at the right time for sure. And then not only that, and I said this in the analogy, when you cleared by Barnes, man, you pulled away, cleared by him. You guys were 1 and 2 most of the race, and you guys would not have anybody in your midst unless a caution came out. And of course, as soon as the green flag came back out, you said sell away. What is it like racing around Og Lanes? Because me and Greg use the analogy on the in-car camera several times, even on board with you, as a matter of fact. You've got to drive this track like you're going around in a 60 circle.
Yeah, you know, you get in that rhythm there where you keep your steering wheel kind of close to turn left all the time. And, you know, I was using no brakes there when I reeled Travis in. And then when I got behind him and started using brakes, my car actually was worse. So I kind of had to back myself off him and quit using the brakes. And that kind of allowed me to get the run underneath of him.
Man, obviously wins are sweet, but is this win more sweeter than the first one you got this year?
Oh, yeah, championship will be cool, too. So we'll move on to the next one, work on the setup for next week.
There you go. That's the thoughts of Casey Garber. Casey, real quickly, bud, before I let you go, why don't you thank your sponsors in closing, sir?
Just want to thank Garber's Garage and Coors Light.
All right, there is, again, the big win tonight. 2 wins for the driver of now Casey Garber, and I believe he's also trying to go towards running for a championship. He will finish in Victory Lane, and that is a wrap on the finish line. Post-race wrap-up here tonight at the Oxford Plains Speedway. That was round number 8. We're down. Actually, that's round number 9. We are down to 2 rounds of racing left here as round 9 is completed. 2 more rounds of racing left to go in this winter heat series. That is the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. And of course, we want you to be a part of it every Tuesday night around 10:35 Eastern Time, 9:05 Central on iRacing on LSRTV. And again, Casey Garber getting the big win, and that is a wrap-up on the Finish Line post-race wrap-up show. Well, that's going to do it. We're on to the next show next week. As always, follow iRacing. Of course, live sim racing and the Northwest Pro Late Model Series is back next Tuesday as we go to Iowa for the Iowa 100 next Tuesday. For Jeff Stab now, Charles Booth, everybody at Rocket Media and iRacing on LSRTV. For Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations again, Casey Garber, winning tonight for round number 9, the Northwest Pro Late Model Series at Oxford Plains. Be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we thank you for watching.